Good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to this short special session at Readings Carlton. I'm your host, Louis, and in this session, we have the pleasure of speaking with a selection of poets whose work has been included in the highly anticipated second edition of the Penguin Anthology of Australian Poetry. This anthology, as many of you know, is a widely used resource for secondary and tertiary poetry studies. This second edition represents not only a continuation of its legacy, but also a significant evolution, reflecting the changing landscape of poetry and the growth of more modern ideas and social norms. With us tonight, we have Taz Rahman.
Good evening.
Dawal Bissasir.
It's a pleasure, guys.
And Sohail Bakari.
Thank you.
So, to start off with, it would be best for us to listen to each of our guests' poems, especially from a part of the audience who may not have read the poems before.
I'm not racist, but modern version. I'm not racist, but why can't they shower more? Why are they all scammers? Why are they only good at cricket? Why do they only eat curry? Why are they so ugly? I'm not racist, but they're too good at studies. They don't know how to have fun. They're all just too colored. They're all so fat. I'm not racist, but I wouldn't let them around my children. I wouldn't go to their country. I wouldn't eat their food. I wouldn't trust them with anything. I'm not racist because I've never hurt one before. I always stay quiet around them. I have been friends with them before. I'm not racist. I'm allowed to hate whoever I want. It's all true. I'm not racist. Everyone thinks the same as I do.
What a poignant poem that was. So Taz, can you tell us what inspired you to write your poem?
As a brown individual, as a brown teenage individual living in Australia, I have faced this hate that many think is acceptable, like myself. And this poem encapsulates the consistent racism shown in this community. I have witnessed this discrimination, however, not only in person, but also online and on social media. I could see that this was becoming an important issue for the future as everything is becoming digitalized. And because most of the younger generation were on social media. These two things also made me feel like putting a contribution to this new anthology.
I see. It's fascinating how you connect the line of I'm not racist but to the issue of racism in our community. You mentioned seeing discrimination on social media. Is this why you chose to focus on a specific ethnic group?
Precisely. I have observed this on social media and I have found it to be more targeted towards certain ethnic groups. It's honestly a real shame.
I agree with your beliefs, Taz. It's honestly disgusting that society is feeding these shameful beliefs into the minds of young people. It's disgusting, and I think they should put it to a stop. It's just not okay.
I must say that is true. Thank you for sharing your perspective with us, Taz. Now, let's move on to the next poem by Dawal Bissasir.
Weird. Why call us weird just for our food? Or for just us being smart? Why call us weird for what we do? This is just the way we are. Why call us weird for how we look? Does my skin have to be like yours? Why call us weird for how we talk? We don't walk on all fours. Why call us weird for being different? Come on, let's be honest here. I don't think you have a problem with minorities, but I do smell a little bit of fear.
I must say, that was one of the best flowing poems I've ever listened to. Just two questions about your poem, Dawal. Why did you pick this aspect out of all of the other types of discrimination?
Well, I chose this aspect because I was inspired by the poem Shame by Kevin Gilbert, and it's counter to anti-Indigenous beliefs, like against the Aboriginals. Instead, I made mine more modern in the sense that it counters racism against the minority groups in Australia.
I must say, the ability to convey what many young Australians feel is beautiful in this poem. It's honestly disgusting that they must feel this way, and I think that belief should be abolished.
So, what message are you trying to convey in your poem, Dawal?
Well, Australia is a culturally diverse country, and in a country such as this, it is okay to be part of a minority group, and Australian majorities shouldn't put us down for it. And in my experience, sometimes people are intimidated by, I don't know, maybe our smartness or just our success, but we are all like different people, and it's not something you should put us down for, especially when you could go for it yourself.
True. Very true. Finally, we have Sohail Bakari with his long-awaited poem on the erasure of Aboriginal culture in Australia. Let's hear it.
Shipwreck. Their men Shipwreck. Their men come with ships, with their shadows cast and flags at full mast. They bring only chaos and dread, yet they give us love for what we have, and give us fear for what we share. They share life of their own on land which was sown by those who sailed a sinking vessel. Their bells so speak and melancholy, their voices so sharp like knives. They loot our land and burn our boats, destroy our human lives. We feel the winds of change, a whisper in our ears, warning of our loss, a vision of our fears. They bring with them tears and blood, and take our home as theirs. They raise it to a wasteland, and turn it to a flood. Then they rip us apart, and cast us away, beneath the waves, where we can't be saved. They show us the twisted truth, their crimson footprints in the sand, trampled stories from our past. We board their boat, but ours won't last. Without its missing link, we will all sink, forever lost and forgotten. We will till dawn, now in a world in which all dreams fade the moment they're drawn. Where our shipwreck lies on the shore, the next of us pick up our bones, seeing that we were no more. They'll drag us down until we drown and steal our final breath. The end of all things, they are bringers of death.
Your poem shows vivid imagery of ships, flags, and destruction. Why did you choose these specific symbols?
The flag represents the British flag colonising Australia. The ships represented two different cultures clashing and the forced British influence on Aboriginal Australia. When the Aboriginals were discriminated against, the British tried to turn every Aboriginal person into one of their own people, symbolising the British birds taking the cultural pride from others.
I see. This really adds to the deeper meaning of your poem, Sohail. You've outdone yourself as always.
What message do you hope your readers will take away from your poem?
I hope that readers will understand that culture can't be forced onto others and that every group of people should be respected for their values and positive traits. This captivates discrimination by highlighting the negative effects of racism primarily during the colonisation of Australia.
I hope so too. Anyways, this brings us to the end of our session tonight. Thank you for being here tonight, and we hope to see you next session next week. Thank you.